5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm John Miglosh for the Wisconsin DMA and the International Society for Strategic Marketing. Good morning, Phoenix. I'm back in the office again. As you can see, it's a lot easier to do these things with a real microphone and a decent studio. Although it's really not, but I'll just tell you it is. Okay, so let's get over and check out the news. This was an interesting story. I'd never heard about brushing. But you might have heard in the news, but you probably didn't hear why. People in 28 states received mysterious seed packets from China. And state agencies are warning people not to plant them for fear they could be invasive. But that's probably not what's going on. And you're going to hear it here first, probably, because that's the way it is here. The fact is that there's a new scheme because of, reviews. I've done the thing on the shed at Dulwich, which was all about fake reviews on TripAdvisor and how somebody with a burner phone, basically, and a bunch of skill went from the 18,000th restaurant, which didn't exist, in London, to the number one top-rated restaurant in London on TripAdvisor. The number one. It only took him, I think, about 6 months. And which shows you just the power of fake reviews. He actually was making a living writing fake reviews. Now he's got a whole channel. And, if I were him, like I said, I would have sold the rights to that restaurant, the Shed at Dulwich name, to a real restaurant, not far. And you could have made at least a few grand, probably a lot. Anyway, and one of the problems with Amazon is that so many of the reviews are fake. And every now and then you see something real. Now, my book has 12 5-star reviews, I think, and well-deserved, of course. They're all real people. They all really did send those in. I really know them. They're not really friends. They're mostly Hall of Famers in the direct marketing industry. But here's how it works, okay? A shady seller, let's not call him a shady seller. Let's call him an innovator. Is trying to sell seeds, and they just, seeds. We were over at Gurney Seed and Nursery in Yankton, South Dakota, more than a couple of years ago. Like 20 years ago or something. It was on the way to Cabela's, and we were flying a private plane, and so we said, hey, let's have lunch. And nobody visits them in Yankton. And they had a wall of all the great letters from gardeners who said, your seeds are the best. I've tried every other seed, and yours are the best, and I'll never buy any other kind of seed. And then they pointed to the 50-pound bags of magnolia seeds and how they put them in little teeny packages and put Gurney Seed and Nursery on them. They said, we sell exactly the same seeds as everybody else. But, it's like the weight loss. There's a proverb in marketing. If you get enough people to try your weight loss scam, could be orange juice or grapefruit juice, or it could be suck a pickle. There was even a lollipop. I really wanted to do the lollipop diet. But anyway, you get enough people trying your diet, and 10% will lose weight because they just get mad enough to eat less and work out more. And so it's a little bit like that in the world. And if you're selling seeds, it's tricky, right? And we actually have a seed client, and I don't know that their seeds are not better than everyone else's. They could be way better. Now that I put this microphone up on this little stand, I'm never happy with it. And it's always moving around on me, and it's my OCD kicks in, and I can't deal with it. I need my turtleneck on, which will come soon. Anyway, so these Chinese entrepreneurial types get their hands on somebody's information, hacker or something, and it could be all it needs to be is a street address and something, and they sign up for Amazon, and then they order. Okay, they don't take your money, they're not stealing your identity, they're just ordering, and there aren't a lot of safeguards on this because they're shipping it to you. Free gift. without any explanation. Here comes Amazon, and they got a packet of seeds in there from China. And then, they don't care about the seeds. It's pennies. They write a review as a genuine buyer of the product. They write a great review, and all of a sudden their reviews get boosted. So last year, Amazon encouraged the verified elite to rate more purchases. The idea was that their ratings were trustworthy, so they could drown out the paid reviews. So the brushers jacked up their search rankings 10 times faster than the unbrushed rivals. And only 2.2% of the brushing accounts were caught. And if they're in China, what do you do to them anyway, right? Amazon made that case with the dog collar that put a lady's eye out. It was a bad dog collar. They said, we don't know who these vendors are, which is a good point to make if you're buying from Amazon. You don't know who the vendors are. It's not Amazon, and Amazon won't defend you if product liability gets you hurt or killed, right? I buy from eBay. Oh, and I figured out what my problem was with Shopify. It's because I thought it was Spotify, which is a music app. And I thought, why is a music app doing a shopping cart software? Okay, so it's Shopify and Spotify, and they're not the same. Shop is shopping. Spot is music. There you go. Okay, here's a new breakthrough. Happen, this thing that's called Happen, is an app that lets you know people that are walking by that also have Happen. And, it's supposed to work that you find the cute girl or the handsome guy. And it used to only work within a quarter mile of you, but now it's extended to 75 miles. And what are your chances of knowing anybody 75 miles away? But, it says, who would you like to cross paths with? Then list gender options. Michael said creepy, factor 5 out of 5, I'm guessing. Caroline said, is this like Pokemon Go? Do I need to leave the house and walk around? Apparently not. It'll match you with passersby that went by your house, but it does kind of keep track of who crossed paths, but you don't have to know the people. And so Caroline said, oh, I got matched. He's in college. He walks his dog by my house. I'm going to have to hide for a while. I was on Happen for 10 minutes and found 2 neighbors. What a crazy world we live in. Okay, so his 5 takeaways on 4 key CEOs. CEOs don't usually come to the congressional hearings, and I hear Jack Dorsey was invited, but he just didn't come. He just said, no thanks. And maybe he watched the Bill Barr hearings and decided they weren't very nice in those hearings. And what are the, if they don't really want to listen, then what's the point? Anyway, so these guys showed up. Nice. Democrats largely grilled about antitrust, and they had quite a bit to say, especially Facebook. And Republicans were talking about political bias, and we'll get into that in a little bit. Jerry Nadler, asked Zuckerberg about he bought Instagram, and apparently some emails have surfaced that cited the photo sharing app as a threat. So they bought Instagram, and they bought WhatsApp, which we use a lot in our family. I didn't even know it was owned by them. That's what you learn on this show. And Facebook tried to buy Snapchat, but then just copied a bunch of their features, which also, hey, it's rough out there. Poor Facebook. How are they going to keep up? They got to just keep squashing everybody that's coming up because they understand how fast somebody can come up. Now, and that's really the only thing. Once you get big enough, IBM used to do it, and Apple does it, and everybody who's on top has mechanisms to stay on top. That's just the way it is, and good luck with that. So they're copying TikTok's Infinite Scroll. I haven't downloaded that one because I'm a little concerned about it, and Instagram Reels is coming out soon. So they got something to say. Let's go over to Jim Jordan. This was funny. Jim Jordan asked Google if they could skew their engine results to give preference to the Democrat presidential nominee, Joe Biden, who may deserve it, may need it. You know, he's been in public service a lot, and it's hard to tell what he's done except things that a lot of people didn't like. At least they don't like anymore. And that's up to you. You do research on this. But I could see that Joe should maybe get some help. And apparently Google there was a memo that went out that they had given Hillary a silent donation boosting her results. And you can see how that helped. So maybe it doesn't hurt to be helped by Google. Right? But the funny part, and I heard this on Scott Adams, the CEO said it's an important part of free speech, and they let you post anything you want. But of course, Breitbart this week all of a sudden disappeared from you can literally apparently type the headline of a Breitbart article and it won't show up in the Google search. So Jim Jordan asked, "Are you manually manipulating your algorithm?" And the CEO said, "No, it's just all math. We don't touch it at all." And he said, "But isn't it true that you have a list of people you want to suppress or block that you say violate some policy?" "Yes, we have that." "And you create that manually?" "Yes, we create that manually." "And then your algorithm takes it into account?" "Yes, the algorithm takes it into account." "But isn't that manually manipulating the algorithm?" "No, the algorithm runs on its own. We don't touch it. We never touch it." Scott Adams said it's like asking the CEO, "Did you murder a cat?" "No, I didn't murder a cat." But didn't you take a live cat and wring its neck and put it in a box and bury it?" "Well, yes, I do that now and then." "So did you murder a cat?" "No, I don't murder cats." It's like the climate change when the East Anglia emails came out. The climate change guys admitted that they could take any data and make it go, in a positive slope, and they were applying that to temperature. But they weren't manipulating anything. Of course not. Why would they? Just an algorithm. But if you're into algorithms, as I am, you'd know that any algorithm that you build has bias in it. That's one of the challenges of building algorithms. You don't even see your bias unless you really want bias. An algorithm is just a program. It's a program with mathematical weighting of different variables. And you can weight anything however you want. And that's what it is. So it was a little bit of a comedy act over there in Congress. And I was going to talk about this wonderful article by Andy Smith, who works at an algorithm company. But instead, I thought I'd tell you that August 12th, we're going to have a webinar on the max ROI in chaos. And that's probably going to help you more because you'll understand things a little bit better. And so WDMA.org, see below, WDMA. Go there. You can register. It's going to be in the afternoon on August 12th. And we'll be doing some promotion. And if you're on LinkedIn and connected with me, we're going to try out a new data set that we got. And so if you don't want to get an occasional email once in a blue moon, then disconnect or unsubscribe. That's probably fine. And that'd be fine with me because, a lot of the people that I basically agree to connect with anyone and hide my connections a little bit. So hope to see you there. We're going to have a lot of fun, and it'll be better than this because he presented no case studies. He touted the same sort of stuff that we've been hearing since the internet was invented in 1995. It's going to be all different. It's going to be totally personalized. The biggest online seller, Amazon.com, does not say, "We think you'll want this." They don't say, "We know what you're going to buy next." What they say is, people who bought this that you bought also bought. No claim to predict the future. No claim that you might be interested in it. And that is rational. And that one case study argues against most of this article. So have a great day. Like and share. Your friends will know you're smart. Bye-bye.